Sword Art Online is my favorite anime of all time. That's going to be controversial to hear, but if you're not new to my channel, you know I love it. I love Sword Art Online so much. It was also one of my first animes ever, so it will always hold a special place in my heart. And throughout the past couple years, we've gotten some great things from Sword Art Online. You know, we've gotten the progressive movies, which have been adapting the Sword Art Online progressive novels. We've gotten a bunch of video games. You know, we've had the DLC for Alicization Lycoris. We had Last Recollection, which ended the Gameverse. The SAO Gameverse is now over. Just this year, we had Fractured Daydream come out, a brand new video game, which is more based off of the anime and light novels than the Gameverse. And, you know, I've been reading the Unito Ring books as they come out, you know, wanting to see where all my favorite characters have gone post the anime. But, and, you know, we've had audiobooks for Sword Art Online come out as well, which a lot of people I don't think, know about. They've been, Yen Audio has been doing audiobooks for the Sword Art Online light novels read by Bryce Papenbrook and Jeremy Lee, the English voice actors of Kirito and Asuna. And while there has been Sword Art Online stuff, there's not been anything super huge lately. And that is something they need to fix, especially with how they have fumbled this year in particular. For those who don't know, Sword Art Online ends in the year 2024. This is the year 2024. Sword Art Online has been cleared, canonically. If we are going via the timeline, it was a big thing all over Twitter and social media of people going like, oh my god, Sword Art Online has finally been cleared. As of today, Sword Art Online was cleared. Kirito beat Heathcliff and freed most of the players from the game. And it was a big thing, you know, seeing all my friends on social media and all that. We were like, you know, having fun, you know, be like, oh my god, it's actually happened. You know, I completely binge watched the Aincrad arc of season 1. You know, just to revisit that, being like, it's over now. This has all happened canonically. You know, and it's been fun over the course. You know, I was there when the launch day happened in 2022. You know, and that was fun seeing people be like, help, I'm trapped in the game, you know, all that. And then as the events have gone on, there's been this, like, Twitter account I've been following that's been, like, you know, chronicalizing, like, you know, on this day in Sword Art Online, this story or this event has happened, you know. It's been real fun. And now we got to the point where the game's actually cleared. Aincrad has been conquered. Sword Art Online is over. It's really cool. And when that was coming up, everyone's like, well, what is, you know, the Sword Art Online project, the group, gonna do to commemorate this? You know, because this is a huge event, and it's like we're in a rare instance where an event from a product, a franchise, has actually come to pass. You know, like the date is actually like legitimately here for this to happen. You know, we're in a rare instance where that can happen. So what are they going to do to commemorate it? And they had a live stream on YouTube where they were showing the whole Aincrad arc, right? Like, and they had timed it so that way when Kirito clears the game in the show would time up with real life, right? And that's such a smart and neat idea that they did, and I love that they did that. And then they said, you know, stay tuned after the live stream, there will be announcements. And everyone's like, okay, what's it going to be? You know, what are they going to announce? What could they possibly do to commemorate this announcement? There was all this speculation. And, you know, they had a new artwork piece out there, which was kind of like a mirror of the iconic Sword Art Online artwork of Asuna and Kirito with Aincrad behind them. Now there was a new one with Aincrad kind of like falling behind them. And, it goes to show you also how far the animation and, you know, drawings look. It's a really cool art piece. And I was like, okay, that's a nice art piece. What else you got? Got some merch for you. Doing collab merch. And that's about it. You freaking joking me? This is the biggest date in your show's history. And you said, yeah, we got collab merch, guys. What are you doing? So they fumbled the ball so hard, and they do not capitalize on big moments when they should. This is a big problem with with Aniplex and Sword Art Online group. They just do not capitalize when they should. So, I am here to make this video and say, Sword Art Online, you need to do something big real freaking soon after this fumble. So, what are the big things that they can do? Well, let's go over them. So, the first thing we can do is, it's the one everyone wants. A new season. Season 5, or 4, however you want to count it. A new season adapting Unital Ring. Unital Ring is not over. It is not over. Reki Kawahara is taking a sweet-ass time right in the Unital Ring freaking story arc. He's padding quite a lot, to be honest with you. I really wish he'd just wrap it up real quick. And then just do another arc, right? Just wrap up the Unital Ring arc. Maybe focus more on Unital Ring, the actual event, than the Underworld. Maybe, Reki? That'd be nice. To wrap this up, and then we can go into the Underworld arc again later. But a Unital Ring anime. That would be fantastic. Again, the arc isn't over yet, but they could at least adapt what we have so far and make like this is a part 1 type of deal, which I hate these whole season 5 or whatever, part 1 and then part 2 comes out later on in the year. I hate that stuff. Just drop it all. But they could do something like that, or at least announce production of a Unital Ring anime is in development, right? It has begun development for this. So then that gets us hyped. Like, okay, it is coming then, right? Like, we know something's working in the pipeline. Another one they could have done was they could have, given us a release date for the next book to come out, the next Unital Ring book. Because we right now have no timetable for any book. We don't know when the next Progressive book's coming out. We don't know when the next Unital Ring book is coming out. We have no idea when any new light novels are coming out. So maybe they could have, announced that, hey, mid next year, here's the next Unital Ring volume, Or, hey, mid next year, here's the next Progressive volume. The Progressive one's probably not going to happen because Reki Kawahara has pretty much given up on Sword Art Online Progressive at this point. But, announce us that, hey, guys, new content, the story continues, type of thing. But again, this is also due to the fact that Reki Kawahara has put his finger in too many pies. Because Reki Kawahara writes freaking everything for Sword Art Online. Thankfully, though, he does not write the alternatives, right? Like Gun Gale alternative, he doesn't write that. The Clover's Regret doesn't write that. There's been a couple other spin-offs that they announced, a year ago or something, that he, thankfully, is not writing. But, he does have to supervise it. But Reki, he writes the video games, too. He writes the story for the video games. That takes some time as well. And then he writes, the main story. Then he's writing Progressive. He's writing the next topic we're going to get to, which is the next movie. They announced on Sword Art Online Day in 2022 that a new original movie was coming out. This movie was going to be like Ordinal Scale in the sense that it was going to be an entirely original story written by Reki himself. And it would slot in between War of Underworld and Unital Ring, right? Well, we've had no update on that since. Since the announcement of it, there has been dead radio silence on what this is. Anything about it. I just a name, right? If you could give us a name. Here's the name of the movie. Give us a bit of a detail on it. It takes place here and here. Here are some of the characters you can expect to see in it. Something like that. I get they probably don't want to tell us too much because, again, they're working on it right now. But give us something to make us realize, or at least give an update, being like, yeah, that movie's still working. We're still working on it. Don't worry. Something like that. Just something. Another movie they could do is a Progressive adaptation. I love the two Sword Art Online progressive movies they've done. You already have A Starless Night, which adapted Asuna's perspective of the first couple days of Aincrad, because in the show, for the first 2 episodes, we see it from Kirito's point of view, and in the books, the progressive books, it's split between Kirito and Asuna, but it is also mainly Kirito, right? So this movie was essentially just giving you Asuna's point of view. We've seen Kirito's. How did she do it? And they added stuff to Asuna. Like, they made up the character of Mito, and they fleshed out a bit more of why Asuna entered Sword Art Online. Now, of course, we knew some of that from the novels already, but this was more like fleshing out a bit more, right? So I thought it was fine, And then progressive as a series as a whole, Kirito and Asuna are the split protagonists. So then for the second one, which was Swords of a Deep Night, adapting the 5th book, the 5th floor, I should say. Fine. I was completely fine with that. Following from after reading the book and then the movie, they followed the book pretty damn closely, There's a couple divergences here and there, but it was nothing like super drastic where I'm like, why are you doing that? You're completely going against the canon, no, nothing too crazy was done to the point where I'm like egregiously mad. A lot of the changes they made is minor tweaks to kind of fit in with their new movie universe that they've done, right? Because these progressive movies are supposed to take place in the continuity of the anime, which is a separate continuity from the light novels. See how this gets weird at times, right? The anime is a separate continuity from the light novels. The light novels is the pure main timeline, and then the anime is its own timeline. Then the video games are their own timeline. It's a whole bunch of weirdness. But, there is that. So, could have, announced another progressive movie. Which one would they have done? Maybe floor 6. They're on, what floor are they on now for progressive? Floor, I know we're on volume 9, but we're not on floor 9. What volume are we on? I believe we're on floor 7, if I'm right. Or we're about to enter floor 8. So, yeah, I think we're on floor 7. The last book came out, English release date for progressive, by the way, which was June 7th, 2022. Jesus Christ. Okay. Now, looking at the books, of course, we have Unital Ring Volume... Oh, Jesus. Jeez Louise. Volume 7, which came out June 7th this year, has no date for an English release yet. So again, my point still stands. You could have announced the English release date for Unital Ring 7. Unital Ring 7 has no release date English. You could have announced it mid next year, right? Which is probably when it's going to come out. So, oh yeah, they're just fumbling, man. I don't think we would have gotten any announcements on the video game front, specifically because, we just had Fractured Daydream. And they're still rolling out releases for Fractured Daydream. That game is still very much alive. They're still very much providing service for Fractured Daydream. And it looks like they're going to provide service for it into the new year. So that's fine. We're good with video games. We don't need any new video games. But from what I've said, from books, from movies, anime, you could have done so much. And all you did was, here's a nice new picture, and we got merch. You guys like merch? I like merch, but you don't have to... That shouldn't have been your big freaking announcement on the day the game was cleared. So Sword Art Online really needs to do something soon, because while, yes, it's still popular, Sword Art Online will always be popular. It will always be a popular franchise. No doubt about it. But it has fallen out a bit of the main public perception, and that changes when the progressive movies come out, right? When that comes out, everyone starts talking about Sword Art Online again instantly, right? Boom. It's in the headlines right now because the alternative Gun Gale anime is going on right now. So, people are talking about it there, but it is known that, okay, but the progressive movies aren't the main thing, right? They're prequels. this anime that's going on right now, it's a spin-off. It's not the main Sword Art Online. And the sad part is whenever a book comes out, people read it, yes, but not the super diehard Sword Art Online fans, right? Because there's some people who just watch the anime and for some reason don't read the books, which I don't know why you wouldn't do that. But like, the diehard Sword Art Online fans are the ones who go after those books. But, you know what I'm trying to say here, right? Like, it's not quite where it should be right now. And with this date happening, they should have done something bigger, and they didn't. And it's a huge fumble. This is the beauty of recording videos so far in advance. Hello, this is future me. Hello, I come from the future after I recorded this video a long time ago. So, as I was editing this video, Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream announced 2 new DLCs. So, there you go. They did do something. They did do something after. It would have been nice if you had done this, before I made the video, but there you go. Even still, this doesn't really, affect my main point. But, I just figured that, since I'm editing this and this will come out after this, I'll definitely get comments saying, well, what about the DLC they announced? Well, here you go, I'm addressing it. They announced DLC for Fractured Daydream. Even future version of me here with another update. I can't believe this has happened twice. So Sword Art Online Variant Showdown had a new update video where they showed a bunch of the new stuff that's coming to the video game when it re-releases in 2025. So I know, again, it doesn't really break my argument. It falls into the video game category where we're very good with Sword Art in the video games, but if I did not mention it, I know there'd be comments about it. So here I am with another future edit update that, yes, they talked about Sword Art Online Variant Showdown and its re-release, and it looks really good. We have fully voice-acted cutscenes now, new characters. It all looks really good. I can't wait to play it. So, what I'm hoping for in 2025 is Sword Art Online gets back up. You pull up your big boy pants, and we start doing something again. Either anime announcement, movie announcement, light novel announcement, something. Sword Art Online needs to do something huge to get itself back to where it should be.